This is a bearded nomad van life / bearded nomad relic hunter video this time around with a little with just a touch of, I guess you're gonna say it has a touch of a little touch of just life talk, things that I've realized. So as far as the van life, I'm in Delaware again. I love it down here. It's actually really nice down here. But on the relic hunting side this weekend, I got 50 cent. I got 50 cent. And then I got a rusty fishing hook. And I got another piece of swivel tackle with fishing line. Somebody must have got broke off, and somehow it ended up from out in the water. It ended up all the way back by almost to the sand dune. But didn't get a lot of finds this weekend, but of course today was a rough one. You know, the weatherman says, oh, it's going to be in the 50s. Well, yesterday was in the 40s. Yesterday felt like a really nice day on the beach. Then today they're calling for the 50s. So I'm like, yeah, warmer. Oh, yeah. I knew they were calling for some wind, but good God. When it says 12 to 14 mile an hour wind with gusts to 20, and, well, I hate to say it, but it felt more like 20 mile an hour sustained winds with gusts to 30, 40. Because when it gusts, it rocks my van. And when it gusts, it was I mean, just the normal wind, the constant wind went right through me. And I don't see that was 12 to 14 mile an hour. I'm sorry, but that wind was way more wicked than what they were forecasting on AccuWeather. So AccuWeather better get their shit together, because I don't... That wind today was nasty, and it started blowing sand because it dried it out, and it was blowing and drifting sand, and it was rough. But made it really hard, to focus on swinging the detector and all. But I still had plenty of time, to contemplate life and contemplate my life and things going on in my life and changes that I want to make and changes that need to be made. And I realized this weekend that my life is like, it's equivalent of my life is a table. I got a really nice table. It's really nice wood. Has nice features on it. And on that table there's a feast. My life and what I want in my life. It's like a feast, and the feast is upon that table. There's things to drink and there's things to eat on that table. And that's my life, and all the things I want to experience and what I want in my life from now till my final day, which is a short ways away. In terms of most people's time. So what's in that feast? Well, at my table, there's only a few chairs. And there's people that come and sit at that table, and they partake in the whole feast. And it's a grand feast and a great party. And then there's always, it's a constant circle going. It's like a constant repeat. I got people that come and want to sit at the table, but they don't want to partake in the feast. Or they want to come sit at the table and only drink a little drink and nitpick at some of the feast. And they'll partake in, I like this part of the feast. I like that part. And that's it. No, I'm good. That's all I want. Just that part. And that doesn't cut it for me, because my table, my feast, for people to partake in any of it, in the feast, they must partake in all of it. For I do not have the time and the energy in myself, in my mental, physical state, to have people only partaking in bits and pieces of the feast, or just wanting to take up a seat at the table because they like the table. They like that I own the table, that it's my table. And they just want to sit there. Oh, what a nice table. That's a no-no. That's not going to happen anymore. I have realized that I have been too kind to let people come sit at my table, waiting for them to be hungry for the feast, and they never get hungry for the feast. And all they're doing is blocking up the seat for someone who may want to partake in the whole feast. So therefore, in the past, most of the time, people get up from the table and leave the seat. They get up and they leave the party because they do not want to partake in the feast. And sometimes people don't want to get up. They want to keep sitting there. And I've had to tell people to leave the seat, get up, leave the party. You are not partaking in the feast 100%. Therefore, there's no room at this table for partial partaking, for snippets. There's no room for that. I am not going to put parts of the feast, scraps of it aside for people to just have little tidbits. So it's time that my table be vacated by people that are only there to use the table for bits and pieces.